if we're going to do comparisons and percentages, the key words here are they're going to say, compare this to that. What's the price of the blue pair of shoes compared with the black pairs of shoes? And the word that it says after the word compare, compared with or than, it's telling you, it should be like a shouting out at you big warning bells. So the word that it says compared with, compared to, whatever comes after that is what goes on the bottom. And it's almost the same formula as for percentage change. The percentage comparison is almost the same formula. It's the difference between the two things you're comparing, just as before. One minus the other, divided with compared to. The important part here is, what are they saying it's compared to? And then it's just times 100 to turn it into percent. So if we were to take this one, we'd like to know how much shorter is the red one. Let's use the right colours. How much shorter percentage, how much percentage shorter is the red compared with the green? The key here is compared with, the colour that comes after compared with is green. So I already know now what number is going to go on the bottom. It's going to be the 6 centimetres equals divided by 6. The one that it says compared is the length or the price or whatever it is about that green thing that goes on the bottom. Now I just need the difference between the length of the green, which I know is 6, minus the length of the red, which I know is 4. Okay. So how much percent shorter is the red compared with the green? Well, that's now easy because we've got 6 minus 4, which is 2. 2, 6, which we know is 1/3. If we were going to change that 1/3 into a percentage, we know that's the same as 100 divided by 3, 1/3, which is 33%. So you have to think about, what are we saying here? We're saying, look at this green one, because this is the one we're comparing it to. And we're asking, how much shorter is the red one compared with this green? Well, if we were to chop off 1/3 of the green one, we'd have the red one. But if I asked how much longer is the green one compared with the red, we'd get a very different answer. Let's do that as well. How much longer, percentage longer, is the green compared with the red? After the word compared with, I have red, so I know before I do anything else that the number I'm going to have on the bottom here is going to be the red length, which is 4 centimetres. Then again, I have the difference between the green and the red. And we could do 4 minus 6 here as well. It would actually work out. You'd get a minus number. You'd get minus 2/4, which would be showing that it's shorter than. But it doesn't matter, we can do it like this. So 6 minus 4 is 2. Divided by 4, we know that's the same as a half. And we know that a half, if we were to change that to a percentage, 1/2 times 100 is 50%. So what are we doing here then? Well, what we're saying is we're starting now with the red one. And we're wondering how much longer would we have to make the red one to turn it into the green one? Well, we know it's 4 centimetres now. If we added another 2 centimeters here, we'd get the same length as the green one. So we're adding 50% more than what we started with, because here we started with 4 centimeters. And if we add 50% of 4, that would be 2, we'd get to the green. But in the first one we have 6 centimeters, and we want to get back to 4. How do we get back to 4? We have to get back to 4 by taking a third of 6 centimeters. We have to take away 2 centimeters. It's only a third because the 6 centimeters, a third of 6 centimeters is 2 centimeters. So this, what you're comparing it to, gives you such big different answers. It looks like we're doing the same thing here, doesn't it? Here we're saying, what's the percentage change for the green one? We're going from 6 to 4 centimeters, but here the answer is 33%. Whereas this one is going from 4 to 6 centimeters. We're just doing the other thing, and the answer is 50%. So very different answers here, depending, and that's why it's so important to remember that wherever it says you're comparing it with, that is the one that goes on the bottom. Because if you put the wrong one on the bottom here, you get a really big difference to your answer. 33% if we're comparing it to the green one, 50% if we're comparing it to the red one. So compared with, or compared to, or than the green one, all of those numbers have to go on the bottom. So let's take another example then. Let's compare the blue one with the red one. Let's say, how much larger is the blue? Compared with the red. Compared with means the first thing I'm going to do with my formula, I'm going to put the comparison one on the bottom. Oops, I've done it again. 4. The red one is 4. The blue one is 8. And the red one is 4. So the difference between the two will be 8 minus 4, which is 4, divided by 4, which is 1. Which is the same as 1 times 100% is 100%. Okay, there. So, how much larger is the blue than the red? Is it true that if I took the whole of the red one and added it again, I'd get 8 centimeters? Yeah, it is. It's 100% increase. The red one is the same as the blue plus another red one. So the blue one can be thought of as being 2 reds. So 1 red one plus another red one. So it's 100% increase. You can say it's twice the length, or you can say the length is increased by 100%. What if we did it the other way around then? What if we said, how much smaller is the red compared with the blue? How much smaller is the red line compared with the blue? Formula still the same. Percentage difference is the difference divided by what you're comparing it to. In this case, it's the blue. And then to change it to percentage, we can multiply it by 100%. So the difference here is going to be the same. It's going to be 8 minus 4. But now we're comparing it to the blue. So it's the blue length that goes on the bottom. 8. So we now get 4/8, which we can simplify by dividing top and bottom by 4 to 1/2. which we know half is the same as the decimal 0.5, which we know is the same as 50%. And is that true? Well, yes. If we've got the blue one and we'd like to turn it into the red one, what have we got to do? We've got to take 50% of the red one, 50% of that length, and we were 50% of the blue one, the 8 centimeters. If we took 50% of the 8 centimeters, we would get the same length as the red. Okay? So that's how you need to think about these ones with comparison. The key here is than, compared to, compared with, en, jämfört med. All of those ones are saying, shouting out at you, don't forget to put what comes after that expression on the bottom. And if you do that, and then just take the difference of those two expressions on the top, change it into a fraction or a decimal, and then convert it finally into percentage, you'll do great with those ones.